Okay, so we're going to look at section 5.4, triangle inequality. And there's just a small part that I want you to remember, have you know from this one right here, some simple stuff right here. So let's start with this. If two sides of a triangle are not congruent, then the larger angle lies opposite the longer side. The longest side, that's the longest angle. If two angles of a triangle are not congruent, then the longer side lies opposite the larger angle. That's pretty much saying the same thing. So the larger side lies opposite the larger angle. The smallest side lies opposite the smallest angle. Okay? So that helps you in comparing sizes of different things to know if your answer is reasonable or not. Okay? Here's the triangle inequality theorem. This is what I want you to remember. Usually in standardized tests, there is a question about this. So you want to note this one right here. And it basically says this. In a triangle, if I pick any two sides of a triangle and add the lengths together, it should always be larger than the other side. So length A plus B has to be bigger than length C to have a triangle. And all of them the same way. Any two sides has to be bigger than the third side. The sum of two sides has to be larger than the other side. That's the triangle inequality theorem. That's what I want you to remember. And so then here's some questions associated with it. This is pretty straightforward. Okay. So which one is the longest side? So keep in mind also that you do not know all the angles. So the first thing I would do is figure out this angle. If that's 83, and it might be hard to read, and that's 48, then what is the measurement of this angle over here? So we can find the measurement of angle R by simply doing the 180 degrees minus 83 minus 48, and we will get the measure of angle R to equal 49 degrees. If this is 49 degrees, then the longest side is which one? Well, the longest side then would be PR. That's the longest side. Now that I know this, I can see clearly that this is the smallest angle, so QR must be the smallest side. Okay, that's how that works. The other one would be asked a question like this. Okay, do these side lengths form a triangle? Explain. If they formed a triangle, then I can pick any two sides, add them together, and they must be larger than the other side. So take the two smallest sides, add them together, but that is not greater than 35. So the answer is no. The sum of the two sides in 17 is not greater than 35. There's your reason, it's not. Another way that you can be asked this question would be one like this. Okay? Kelsey is welding 3 metal rods to make a triangle. If the lengths of two of the rods are 15 and 22 inches, what are the possible lengths of the third rod? Okay? So just imagine a 15-inch rod and a 22-inch rod. We're going to weld them together, and I need the third side. Well, it just depends on how that first angle weld is going to be. If it's an acute angle, or is it going to be an obtuse angle? Because that can make all the difference in the world. So the way you can determine that is simply, well, the two smallest sides have to be bigger than the third one. So if I take these two numbers and subtract them, I'm going to get 7. Okay? That means for 7 and 15 to add to be bigger than 22, then we have to be a number bigger than 7. I can also do the other route by adding the two lengths together. So if these are the two shorter sides, then the longer side has to be bigger than 37. And so what that means is your conclusion is the third side must be between 7 inches, and 37 inches in between them. So that brackets the third side has to be in there. If you go too much bigger, then you're not going to have a triangle. Okay. All right. So there you go. And that is 5.4, and that ends this lesson.